How's it going, everybody? It's Charlie, and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. Hope everyone has had a great start to their week. Just before we get into today's video, please make sure that you're smashing that like button. It really does help get the video out there to more people. Please subscribe to the channel if you are brand new, and hit the notification bell. And of course, get all your thoughts and opinions into the comment section down below as well on all the topics that we discuss in this evening's video. It's been an interesting day in the world of Leeds United regarding transfers and incomings. The big news of the day is that according to the Telegraph and various outlets, like Graham Smith at the YEP, Joe Donoghue as well, Leeds United have opened talks with Norwich City for the England under-21 international Jonathan Rowe. Rowe has only got 1 year left on his current deal at Carrow Road, and Leeds have apparently tabled an opening bid of £7 million. That bid is yet to be accepted or rejected by Norwich, but it is thought that Leeds will have to go in with an improved bid after this. Now, this is music to my ears. He was one of the top targets from myself. I remember we discussed it on the White Wall last week as well. Who would we get? Who would we want to get, to replace Crescencio Somerville? Who would be good enough to come in to replace his numbers and to replace the impact that he had on our team last season. I've seen people say that they wouldn't take Jonathan Rowe just because he didn't play that well against us last season. I mean, if that's what you're judging it on, maybe football isn't your sport. If you watch all the other games that he had involvements in, he was very much involved in everything that Norwich City were doing going forward. Him and Gabi Sarra were both their most influential players. Obviously, Gabi Sarra would have been my number one target, I will be honest. But he has decided to go to that team in Turkey. So Johnny Rowe would have been the perfect second option. And I definitely feel that in a Daniel Farke system, the way that Leeds United are going to play this season, I think it'll benefit Johnny Rowe 100%. Like I've just said, the impact that he had on that Norwich team last season was really, really well, really good. The goals, the assists, he can play out wide as well. And yeah, I just think this would be an unbelievable signing. But as I've said, 7 million, I must admit, even though he's got 1 year left, I think if we manage to get him for 7 million, that would be an absolute steal. And it would scream out to me that Norwich City are in financial trouble if they choose to accept that. You've got to look at it from their point of view as well. He's, after Sarra, he's probably their best player now. And Leeds United will be a promotion rival to them this season, 100%. So are they going to risk losing him just for 7 million? Again, if they do, that screams out that they need the money to me. I've seen a lot of people say this, and I do agree. I think it's going to take anything between 10 and 12 million to get this deal over the line. Would I be willing to pay that? Absolutely. We've got a guaranteed upfront amount of 25 million from West Ham United, I believe. So if we can pay, 10, 11, 12 million for Johnny Rowe, then I think that's really good business. There's the left back at Wolves as well that Leeds United are trying to get on loan. I think his name is... his name escapes me, guys. I really do apologise. His name does escape me. But from what I've seen, this player at Wolves is quite injury prone. So not too sure if it would be the ideal signing. I think if he does come in, it would definitely just be an option, as a backup, for Junior Firpo. I'm just going to try and find his name as I'm recording this. Hugo Bueno, that's it. I knew it began with a B. Hugo Bueno from Wolves. But like I said, a few murmurs of the fact that he's injury prone. So would he be the best option to come in and start? Probably not. But he has got other Premier League clubs interested and Championship clubs as well, I believe. So that could be a more difficult one to get over the line. But Leeds are, of course, going to explore the Premier League loan market and see what players are available for a good deal. And yeah, obviously, the Willy Gnonto situation as well seems to not be 100% resolved. Obviously, there's always going to be talk of Willy Gnonto leaving the club. I'll be honest, as I'm sat here now, I could be being naive and hopeful, but I don't think he's going to go. I really don't think he'll leave. I think what I said yesterday and the other day when Somerville had gone, I think goes a long way. He will be looking at this as an opportunity now. And yeah, it might be an opportunity to put himself in the shop window, but I think he gives us this season. I do, or at least till January. But if he can give us this season, and then if worse comes to worse, we didn't go up, I wouldn't begrudge him a move at that point. Um, I do think Willy Gnonto can be an integral part to Leeds United's season. Him, Georgie Rutter, Dan James, potentially Jonathan Rowe, Mateo Joseph. That is a scary attacking line for any championship defence. We'll be getting into the Portsmouth game over the next few days, but I mean, even just the team that started against Valencia the other day, that should absolutely batter Portsmouth. No disrespect, but it should. Probably won't. But again, we'll be discussing Portsmouth over the next few days. I'm sure we'll be discussing it on the next recording of the White Wall podcast as well. If you haven't already, go and check the White Wall podcast out on YouTube, on Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Go check it out if you want. But yeah, I genuinely believe, guys, Johnny Rowe would be the perfect replacement. And my advice to Leeds United, if you're watching, pay the money. Whatever they want, if it's reasonable, if it's between 10 and 12 million, get it done. Anything, 13, 14, 15 million plus, you're looking at, no, he isn't worth that for me. With 1 year left on his deal, he's not worth that. I do genuinely believe if you go 10, 11, 12, I do think Norwich City would accept that with 1 year left on his deal. And I think he'd be eager to come to Ellen Road. He played in that playoff semi-final when all of Ellen Road turned white with the scarves and the atmosphere and how we battered them. He'll want to be a part of that 100%. There's no doubt in my mind that he will want that. And if he speaks with Farker sells him the project. Hopefully, over the next few days, we can hear something more about Jonathan Rowe because that, even if we signed him and then signed nobody else, I think people would be happy. Genuinely, I would be anyway. I'd be satisfied anyway. But like I said, Johnny Rowe incoming, guys. Would you be happy with that? And how much would you be willing to pay? Hugo Bueno from Wolves. Do you think a potentially injury-prone left-back would be a good deal, even if it was a loan? And how do you feel about Willy Gnonto? Do you think he will stay, or do you think he will end up leaving the club? Hit me up in the comment section down below with all your thoughts and opinions on that, guys. Like I say, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, check out the White Wall podcast as well. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Cheers.